In the world of high-stakes diplomacy, silence isn't just golden, it's often a confession. Last week, the Arabian Sea became a graveyard for the Sahand, one of Iran's most modern frigates. In a swift, brutal engagement, the United States Navy sent the vessel to the bottom of the ocean. But the shockwaves didn't stop in Tehran. They traveled thousands of miles to New Delhi, straight to the Prime Minister's office. Why? Because the Sahand wasn't just anywhere. It was returning from India's prestigious Milan naval exercise, a grand gathering intended to show India as a rising maritime superpower. While India's Ministry of External Affairs remains frozen in an awkward silence, the world is asking a devastating question. How did the United States sink a guest of the Indian Navy? And why did Narendra Modi, the self-proclaimed global teacher, refuse to even offer a word of condolence for the crew? Is India a reliable partner? Or is it a nation that will abandon its friends the moment the wind changes? Let's look at the sheer embarrassment of the timeline. Every 2 years, India hosts MILAN, a massive naval drill designed to project India as the net security provider in the Indian Ocean. Iran, a longtime strategic partner, was a guest of honor. Their sailors shared meals with Indian officers. They discussed maritime cooperation, but as the Sahand steamed away from Indian shores, it was intercepted and sunk by U.S. forces. This happened in India's backyard, yet as the Iranian sailors struggled in the water, the Indian Navy, one of the largest in the world, was nowhere to be seen. No rescue mission, no protest, not even a diplomatic note of concern. Compare this to the recent death of Iran's supreme leader. While the global South mourned, New Delhi was eerily quiet. No state-level condolence, no flags at half-mast. By trying to please everyone, Modi has exposed a hole in his face. He has shown that India cannot or will not protect the partners it invites into its own waters. To understand why Tehran feels so betrayed, we have to look at the history the Modi government wants to forget. During the darkest days of the 1965 and 1971 wars with Pakistan, when the West looked the other way, Iran was one of the few voices that didn't abandon India. Iran provided critical oil supplies and even offered its territory as a strategic depth for Indian interests. Then, there is the Chabahar port, when India needed a way to bypass Pakistan to reach Afghanistan and Central Asia. It was Iran that opened its doors. Iran gave India a gateway to the world, investing years in a partnership that gave India a massive geopolitical advantage. But look at the Modi doctrine today. After years of reaping the benefits of Iranian cooperation, India has essentially ghosted Tehran. India stopped buying Iranian oil under the slightest pressure from the Trump administration. It has slowed down the Chabahar project. And now it stands by while Iranian ships are sunk after visiting Indian ports. Is this the behavior of a civilizational state? Or is it the behavior of an opportunist that uses partners as stepping stones and discards them the moment they become inconvenient? This brings us to an uncomfortable truth about the current administration. Modi's supporters call it strategic autonomy. Critics call it strategic opportunism. India wants the benefits of a superpower without any of the risks. They want Russian oil, American technology, and Iranian ports all at the same time. But as the sinking of the Sahand shows, you cannot sit on the fence when the fence is on fire. If you're in trouble, don't look to New Delhi. We will be busy checking our polls. We are with you until it gets difficult. This leads us to a debate that is resurfacing in the cafes of Delhi and the boardrooms of London. Was the old guard right? For decades, India was led by the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty. Leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi were often criticized, but they were Western-educated, sophisticated, and understood the long game of international law and diplomacy. They built the non-aligned movement, not as an excuse to be weak, but as a way to lead. The Nehru-style leadership understood that a country's word is its currency. If India invited a ship, India was responsible for its safety. There was a sense of noblesse oblige, that a great nation must act with honor, even if it's difficult. Under Modi, that intellectual diplomacy has been replaced by a populist, domestic-driven theater. Diplomacy is now about hugs and selfies, but as the U.S. torpedoes hit the Sahand, the selfies stopped. The West is starting to realize that while Nehru's India was often annoying and stubborn, it was predictable. Modi's India is transactional, and in a global war, transactional is another word for unreliable. If India is to truly lead, it needs a leadership that understands that you cannot build a new India on the wreckage of betrayed allies. The sinking of the Sahand was a tragedy for Iran, but it was a disaster for the image of the new India. By staying silent, by refusing to help the crew, and by ignoring the death of a leader who presided over a country that historically supported India, Narendra Modi has shown the world the limits of his power. He has shown that India's Vishwa guru status is a hollow shell, a brand without a backbone. The hole in Modi's face isn't just a diplomatic gaffe. It's a warning to every country that considers India a strategic partner. Because when the torpedoes fly, India might just be the one holding the camera rather than the life jacket.